Hey, if you're wondering how to create consistent character photos like these, but have no clue where to start, or maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by all the different methods in tutorial videos and don't know which one's the best. In this video, I'll walk you through the easiest and most effective way to make consistent character photos that perfectly fit your needs. Hey everyone, I'm Tai. Consistent character is a super popular topic for those generating images with Flux in ComfyUI. You might have checked out my previous video on how to create consistent characters using PuLID. Today, I'm pumped to introduce you to a new method called InfiniteU, walk you through how to set it up in ComfyUI, and compare its quality with PuLID to see which one's the best. Alright, let's dive in. Okay, let me introduce you to InfiniteU. This is a brand new method from the ByteDance research team. It lets you generate tons of images featuring a specific character using just one photo. Yup, you heard that right, one photo, and you can create unlimited images of that character looking consistent, like this or like that, in all sorts of different styles. This solution focuses on 3 key points. 1. Ensuring the identity of the character in the generated image. 2. Delivering sharp, high-quality images. And 3. Accurately matching the user's prompt. You can check out some examples here. What's cool is that the author here compares their method to PuLID, a technique I walked you through in a previous video. The results show that InfiniteU outperforms PuLID in the tested scenarios. That's actually what inspired me to make this video. Today, we'll compare InfiniteU with PuLID on ComfyUI to see if this method really lives up to the hype. The generated images will speak for themselves. This is the simple image generation workflow I've covered a ton in my videos. If you're not sure how to set up this workflow or haven't installed ComfyUI yet, take a look at my earlier videos for a step-by-step guide. Now, I'm going to integrate InfiniteU into this workflow to test it out and compare it with PuLID. To install InfiniteU, head to the manager, click on Custom Node Manager, and search for ComfyUI InfiniteU. Make sure you select the node by ByteDance. Double-check this, as there are other nodes with similar names that can be confusing. Then, click Install, go back, and hit Restart ComfyUI to update it with the InfiniteU node. And boom, you're ready to roll. Once you've installed the custom node, you're all set to load InfiniteU. To use the InfiniteU method, I'll be working with a node called ApplyFuseNet here. Let me break down the inputs and outputs of this node so you can follow along. The positive input is the condition from the prompt you provide. Instead of feeding it directly into the flux sampling node, we'll now route it through this node first. The negative input is for the negative prompt, but as I've mentioned before, Flux doesn't use negative prompts. So, for this, you can just use a zero condition node and that'll do the trick. The ID embedding is the identity feature of the character. This is extracted by cropping the face region and pulling features using a face recognition model. The authors have built this process into a node called Extract ID Embedding. Of course, you'll also need to load these models using the node called ID Embedding Model Loader. Then, connect the corresponding names together. Quick heads up, in the Image Projection Model section, we'll use the model named AES Stage 2 model. This is the one the author optimized for release, and it's performed the best in my tests. And of course, don't forget that we need to feed the character's image into this node to extract the facial features. The authors also built a custom control net to boost the quality here. we'll use the Load InfuseNet node to load that model. Just like with the ID embedding loader, we'll select the AES Stage 2 model in the ControlNet name section. The image input here is for the image used to control the pose. Since we're not using this feature, I'll just feed in an empty image. Feel free to experiment with this feature in your own workflow. The final input is the VAE model. Just take the VAE model you've already loaded in the workflow and plug it in here. Easy peasy. The output of the Apply InfuseNet node has two components, but we only need the positive condition here, which you'll feed into the flux sampling parameter node. And just like that, we've successfully integrated InfiniteU into the basic image generation workflow. To make the workflow easier for everyone to follow, I'll group all the InfiniteU related nodes together. And of course, I'll name the group InfiniteU. Alright, everything's looking nice and tidy now. Let's take one more quick look at the InfiniteU node. This node takes the image of the character we want to extract facial information from. Along with that, it uses the positive prompt and negative prompt. Plus, we need the VAE model to decode the latents inside the node. After that, the facial information is combined with the prompt and fed into the flux sampling process. Awesome! We've successfully integrated InfiniteU into the workflow. Now, let's check if the workflow runs as expected. Alright, the image generation speed is pretty fast. I'll use a reroute node to display the original character image here so everyone can see it clearly. I'll also rename the preview image node to avoid confusion. Reference image for the original input image, and InfiniteU for the output image generated by the InfiniteU workflow. As you can see, compared to the original image, the generated character has really good consistency. It's still recognizable despite the different face angles, which shows how well this solution performs. The image content also accurately follows the prompt we entered. A woman is sitting in the living room. Looks like we've successfully built a workflow that ensures character consistency with InfiniteU. Now that we've successfully integrated InfiniteU into our workflow, let's dive into the most exciting part of this video. I'm going to compare the output quality across various aspects to figure out which method reigns supreme, InfiniteU or PuLID. To keep things fair, I'll also integrate PuLID into this workflow to ensure both solutions have the same input conditions. I'll speed through this integration since I covered it in a previous video. If you're not familiar with PuLID or you're new to my videos, make sure to check out the linked video here for a quick catch-up. I'll also group all the nodes related to PuLID together so it's easier for everyone to follow. All those nodes will be inside a node called PuLID. And of course, we'll use the model we got from PuLID for the sampling process. Now, let me show you a super cool feature in ComfyUI called bypass. When you click here, the node you select switches to bypass mode, meaning the inputs won't be changed at the output. So, the positive condition here stays the same as the original condition prompt. At this point, the workflow basically becomes a PuLID workflow. Let me hit run so you can see the result. Since it's the first time generating an image, ComfyUI needs to load the PuLID model onto the GPU, so it'll take a bit longer. Don't worry, it'll be much faster in the next runs. See that? It's pretty much the same result I got in the video where I talked about the PuLID method before. Now, when we enable bypass on the PuLID node and turn off bypass on the InfiniteU node, the workflow switches back to being an InfiniteU workflow. Let's check out the results. Alright, we've got the output from the InfiniteU workflow again, just like before. So, we've successfully built two workflows with the same input to compare their performance accuracy. Now, I'll add a preview image node to display the results from the PuLID workflow right here. So we can compare it with the output from the InfiniteU workflow on the other side. Alright, everything's set. Let's dive in and see how InfiniteU and PuLID stack up to find out which method comes out on top. I've prepared a test set with 5 prompts to evaluate the quality of both solutions across different aspects. Let's start with the first prompt. This one simply checks how well both solutions handle general identity preservation. The prompt is a portrait of a person standing on a modern city street. Super simple. Let's see how the solutions perform. First up, we'll check out InfiniteU. Nice, we've got the results already, and they look pretty impressive. Let's wait for PuLID's output and then we'll compare and discuss. It seems like PuLID's image generation speed is a bit slower, but not by much. Alright, we've got the results for PuLID here. I noticed that PuLID produces a face that's almost identical to the reference image. With InfiniteU, there's also a pretty high similarity, but it feels just a tad less precise than PuLID. That said, InfiniteU seems to tweak the face's angle and head pose, while PuLID sticks closely to the original. This difference might affect how we perceive the results. Oh, and InfiniteU also changes the hairstyle while PuLID keeps the original long hair. It's honestly tough to pick a clear winner for this prompt. Alright, I'm calling it a draw between both solutions. Let's dive into the second test. This time, the prompt is trickier, aiming to control multiple attributes while keeping the identity intact. The prompt is a woman with curly hair, wearing glasses, with a mole on her left cheek, looking straight at the camera. InfiniteU will kick things off as the first solution for image generation. Alright, we've got the results. Let's hold off for PuLID's output to dive into the comparison. Here's what I'm seeing. Just like in test 1, PuLID continues to impress with strong identity preservation. InfiniteU delivers some similarity, but it's noticeably less accurate compared to PuLID. On prompt consistency, PuLID's character is wearing glasses and has lightly curly hair, though it's missing the mole. Meanwhile, InfiniteYou's result also skips the mole and doesn't even include glasses. So, it's pretty obvious that PuLID takes the lead in this sample. I'll mark PuLID as the winner here. Let's jump into the third test. This time, I'm tweaking the expression and angle while still ensuring identity preservation. The prompt is, a woman laughing loudly, head tilted to the right, captured from a 45-degree angle. Let's see which solution nails this test. The results from InfiniteYou don't seem too impressive. Let's see if PuLID can rise to the challenge. Wow, PuLID is seriously impressive. Both solutions got the face angle right as per the prompt, but the change in expression seems to have tripped up InfiniteYou. Meanwhile, PuLID delivers a solid result, maintaining strong identity preservation with a big, laughing expression. It's clear that PuLID's victory in this expression control scenario is well-deserved. Let's keep going with the fourth challenge. This time, we're testing the ability to change the character's age in mobile app applications. The prompt is, a 70-year-old woman with gray hair, sitting on a wooden chair, holding a book. Can InfiniteYou pull off a tie? Or will it fall to PuLID in this challenge? Oh, the results look pretty good. Let's wait for PuLID's output. Alright, it's clear that PuLID didn't alter the character's appearance much. Meanwhile, InfiniteYou nailed the prompt requirements. Though I was hoping for some skin wrinkles on the woman, this is enough for InfiniteYou to edge out PuLID in this challenge. From this, we can see that in scenarios involving significant changes to appearance, InfiniteYou tends to perform better than PuLID. Alright, let's dive into the final challenge. This time, we're tackling a scenario where the generated character interacts with multiple others. The prompt is, a family of 3, mother, father, and their boy, sitting on a sofa in a living room. Will it be a tie between the two methods, or will PuLID claim the final victory? Let's find out. Wow, InfiniteYou delivered a really solid result this time. It looks like PuLID will need to pull off something truly impressive to top InfiniteYou in this challenge. no, PuLID's result is a flop. Did you notice? All the characters were influenced by the identity of the reference character we provided. This is exactly the issue I showed you how to fix in the previous video. In contrast, InfiniteU handled it beautifully. The identity of our girl is only applied to the mother, and the other characters are completely unaffected. Clearly, InfiniteU takes a decisive win in this challenge. Alright, after 5 challenges, we've ended up with a tie between the two methods. Each has its own strengths and weaknesses. InfiniteU shines in scenarios with significant character changes or interactions with other characters, while PuLID excels in cases requiring high identity preservation, which can make it struggle in more diverse scenarios. Alright, so I've guided you through creating consistent character images with InfiniteU and comparing its performance with PuLID in ComfyUI. I hope you watch the full video to catch all my tips and tricks. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it so more people can discover me. Thank you. For now, goodbye and see you next time.